Hey, you know what I really appreciate? That this podcast ended your Spades game.
It did. Howdy, it's Monday, June 21st, 2021, and this is episode 151 of Due for a Win, the Atlantic City Casino Biz podcast. I'm Kyle Eskin, joined, as always, by Craig Stone. What's good, Craig?
The video that we're about to play in full on this podcast.
No. We'll have to start over. What's actually good, Craig?
Summer. It's hot.
Are we taking a midweek trip to Atlantic City while you're in Ocean City?
It seems like it would be tough to do, but we can try to figure it out.
I've heard nothing about it, so I have to assume that it's on. That's what I always do.
Yeah, that's a good point. You'll just show up and be like, I'm here. You'll text me when you're there.
Yeah. Like, I'm sitting outside ready to take you to Atlantic City.
Yeah. I did have that happen sort of where somebody had, like, asked me about staying in my apartment when I lived in New York City. And then it was, like, months ahead of time. Just, like, no confirmation or anything about it. And then it got to the date, and he texted me, like, the night of, like, hey, what's your apartment number? I was like, oh, my God. This is actually happening. But anyways, that nobody needs to hear about that. Do you want to talk about 1951 and all the amazing things we found for 1951?
Yeah, so the actual amazing thing you found, just to skip ahead of the terrible thing you found, was a picture on Reddit about some rugs being saved from a fire. I think the real highlight was the Taylor Pork Roll store next to the burning rug store. You'll definitely link that in the show notes, but it was a very good picture, and I want a Taylor Pork Roll, whatever that may be. Certainly to me, pork roll has a meaning, and I guarantee that is not what that was. So.
I can tell you're not from or live in New Jersey because you don't know
what is a pork roll is.
So there's a big debate always, is it called Taylor ham or is it called pork roll? So Taylor is the brand.
Okay.
They make pork roll.
Okay.
It's basically like a bologna. Sort of.
It sounds terrible. It's much worse than what I was envisioning. I mean, it wasn't what I was envisioning, but, you know, what I envision when I generally think of pork roll.
Were you thinking like a sandwich of some sort?
No, like, you know, the Asian pork bun, I guess.
No, yeah, none of that. If you go to the bread and butter at Borgata, they have an excellent Taylor ham, egg, and cheese sandwich.
I don't know if I've ever had the ham, egg, and cheese. I'll have to try it.
Yeah, it's good on like a breakfast sandwich. I'm sure a bunch of people were like, oh, Taylor ham is amazing. You guys are idiots. I think I've only ever had it on an egg and cheese sandwich. That's the only form of Taylor ham / pork roll I've had. I have no opinion on which it should be. People are like very, very serious about it. Do you think they saved the rugs?
The rugs are saved. I have visual proof. I mean, maybe not all of them, but some were saved.
It does seem like stuff just caught on fire all the time, like back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, I think the 50s are probably where they're starting maybe to turn the corner a little bit of things just not randomly catching on fire all the time. Certainly before that turn of the last century, just like everything, you could expect it to catch on fire a couple times a year, I think, and burn the whole city down.
Yeah, I mean, we went to Belgium, we went to Brussels, and there's like this old building smack in the center of town. It's like, this was built in 1248. And it burned down in 1256, and it was rebuilt in 1258, and then it burned down in 1310, and then it was rebuilt in 1320, and then it burned down. It's like, this is the 15th version of this building. This is not the building that was built in the 1200s.
Like, whatever, Notre Dame, right?
Well, it didn't fully burn down. Only the roof.
Too soon.
It's like that ship question, like if the ship is replaced plank by plank and none of the original planks are still there, is it the same ship? Except it's different because it's burned to the ground to just a heap of ashes, and then they rebuild it to look generally about the way that it used to look.
Is that a question that anyone's ever actually asked? I'm not familiar with the ship question.
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently it's something about like a Viking ship if they have to like re-add planks and none of that. I think... yes, it's the same ship.
Let us move on. Anyway, you have found a terrible, terrible 8-minute advertisement for Atlantic City from 1951 boring. As well. It's extremely boring. Surely you'll find something worthwhile to splice in here, but I don't really have too much else to say about that.
There is always good reason to get out on the beach with its clean, bright, wholesome atmosphere. Here, the pungent salt breath of the sea has the quality of crispness even in midsummer. Or we can enjoy a restful and relaxing ride along this safe highway in one of Atlantic City's seashore rickshaws. With the ocean on one side and interesting shops on the other, we are fascinated by the colorful life of the boardwalk.
It's from 1951, so it's appropriate. There are some aerial / skyline shots that are good.
They're nice. They're nice, yeah.
You get to see a lot of the Claridge. Well, whatever it was at the time. You get to see a lot of the what is now resorts. So that's good. You get to see the Marlboro Blenheim of Boardwalk Empire fame. You get to see a lot of deep sea fishing and not a lot of the steel pier. Like, there's shots of the steel pier, and I was like, now we're going to get to see some good stuff. And then immediately they were like, this is how you put a lure on a fishing line for deep sea fishing.
Yeah, and then it's like 2 minutes of fishing content.
So that seemed like an odd construction of the video.
No, it wasn't good.
Much like our show, where we've talked about, like, buildings burning down and things not related to Atlantic City.
I hear we got some emails from our faithful listeners who want us to talk about something else.
Some of these were from a month ago. And I emailed these people today saying, like, I didn't forget about this. We're going to talk about it on the show. So I'm sorry that you had to wait a full month.
But I think we have to start off with, you didn't send this to me until today, but perhaps the most glorious picture I've ever seen in my entire life. Someone standing at the AC Beer Fest on Bader Field and just having this picture of glimmering in the distance. Atlantic City Hilton / Atlantic Club / Golden Nugget / whatever, just with a rainbow coming down right on top of it.
It's gorgeous. It is
Truly.
the pot of gold.
It's
metaphoric pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
What else could it be?
So thanks, Mark P, for sending me that photo. Just amazing.
Beautiful, beautiful. Really, I'm just mad at you that you didn't send this to me as soon as you got it.
I thought I had, and then I looked and I was like, this doesn't say it's been forwarded. So clearly I have not. And that picture was also, several weeks old because it was from AC Beer Fest.
Gorgeous.
So we also got an email from Keith S. This email is, I think, the oldest of any of them. That said, I used to get large amounts of Borgata match play. It is why most people I know who went to Borgata frequented the casino. It was quite generous. It doesn't appear that match play appears since the new MGM takeover. At least 2 others I checked with don't have any either. Have you found Borgata's offers reduced since the change?
So you can't edit this out. You have to keep it in. But I think that we've talked about this on a previous episode, this exact question. So if not, I will be the one with egg on my face. But yeah, for a while, certainly, I was getting almost nothing. Then my offers allegedly went back up, though. If you've listened to whatever, the last episode or 2 episodes ago, you'll know that I didn't actually get all of my offer last time I went. It seems like for me it's coming back a bit now, but for a while it was definitely way, way down.
Yeah, mine is back to the way it was. So I don't know if Keith has seen a change in the month since he sent this email. Mm-hmm. Hopefully we have not actually talked about this specific email on a previous episode. But you're right, I think we have actually talked about this question. But it's back to pretty much exactly what I used to be getting at Borgata.
Yeah, it's pretty close for me as well. But yes, for a few months it was definitely down quite a bit.
My room rates are very, very high. Like, I lost all my comps, and even before the summer.
My room rates for a while they were doing this were much better than they've ever been, but
really?
Now they're back to their usual high standard.
Yeah, my roommates dropped a lot, like, shortly after everything reopened. And then after, 2 months, I think, when it was pretty clear that the demand was high, they went back through the roof.
Yeah.
Do you want to start with some James H. emails? He also had a Borgata point to make.
Yeah, James H. lets us know that Borgata no longer allows free play to be used on video poker machines. Yeah, like you said you didn't try it last trip. I also did not. I cannot confirm or deny. I believe I played my free play on just random crappy slot machines, as one does.
Same. That's the way I prefer to use my free play.
I feel like we should do an audit of Atlantic City casinos. I feel like it's not totally unheard of for a casino not to allow you to use your free play on video poker.
I definitely remember that from way back in the day with bonus slot play from the buses. But I think that was like Trump Plaza, where you specifically couldn't. But it definitely did not strike me as totally unusual. Although if it's a change for Borgata, I'm pretty sure Borgata did before. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure everybody else knows more than us about that. But
that's lame. We should do an audit and figure out who allows it and who doesn't next time we go.
Just go to every casino. Make sure we have free play at every casino, which we don't.
I pretty much do, other than like Nugget and Trop. Trop is somewhere I used to get a lot of free play and stuff, and I have gotten literally nothing since the merger or whatever from them.
They hate you now. Do you get comp rooms there either?
No, wow. I get nothing.
That used to be like you're super reliable.
I know.
It sucks. It's your favorite too. You love it. You love the rooms. You love the casino floor. The drink service, fantastic.
Everything about it.
Chickies and Pete's, you're a huge fan.
Yeah, Chickies and Sweets.
Yeah, they put you in the Chickies and Sweets.
Well, when you're an influencer, that's where you go. So he also says, even though I enjoy playing bonus poker at resorts, I really do because it's very hard to accumulate points playing video poker there. Like the way Caesars tells you that $5 run through a slot machine earns 1 point, and 10 through a video poker machine earns a point. They won't tell you at resorts. I think it's close to $200 to earn a point on video poker there. It's definitely true, but 1 point at resorts is also a full comp dollar, which is true, and it's 600 points for Paramount, $12.50 for Paramount Plus, $2,500 for Red Carpet, compared to Caesars, which is $15,000 for Diamond and $150,000 for 7 Stars. Yeah, I think we've talked about this in the past, and we decided it is about the same as Caesars, really, if you look at it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can totally say it's like 1-to-1 that, Paramount is equivalent to Diamond. Yeah, because I think, a point is a cent at...
Actually, is that true?
Is a point a cent at Caesars?
Oh, a point is a cent. I meant, are the tier credits and the comp dollars the same as resorts all the time? I feel like I never get tier credits that are worthwhile, but I always end up with like 10 or $15 or something at resorts.
I wonder if for table games it's different, because I know if you're just playing machines, I get 1-to-1. Like if I end up with 5 points, I have 5
it's probably the same then.
So it seems like that's the deal. And so that's also why it takes forever to accrue a point/$1. It does seem like comps accrue very slow at resorts for me. Like just comp dollars in general. I get more comp dollars with significantly less play other places, although part of that is probably that I'm playing full pay bonus poker.
I think Caesars is like awful for actually making comp dollars.
Yeah, that's
like
true,
Caesars. Yeah. I feel like is like the bottom of the barrel in terms of actually getting comp dollars to spend. Tier credits are fine there, I guess, but the comp dollars I feel like are so slow.
I should qualify, so much of my play at resorts was full pay bonus poker, which is going to earn you comps way slower because it's full pay, presumably. But I am always super surprised when I leave Hard Rock or Borgata after 2 hours of just playing some video poker and slots, and I end up with 10 comp dollars, which, I'm playing very low limits here, so that I'm always like, oh, $10, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So it is funny to me. I think probably because I'm sort of conditioned to Caesars, where that was my home base for so long, Caesars properties. And you're right, it's so slow to accrue comps there.
When I think of actually making a decent amount of comp dollars, I feel like Ocean has been at least historically reasonably generous in terms of comp dollars.
Interesting. I don't even know what my comp balance is at Ocean. So he also said, let us know if Kyle gets offers from Bally's. I hear they offer good gift cards, but I never got one. Kyle?
So I tried to sign up on their website with my card number, and it said that my PIN was wrong, which was not the case. So there was IT problems there, and I don't think I've gotten a mailer from them yet. So I cannot report back.
It sounds right to me. I do like the gift cards as a giveaway. It's nice. Ocean did that a lot for a while. Hard Rock does that a lot.
I get gift cards pretty much everywhere, I think. A lot of times they'll do $25 in gift cards or $35 or $40 in slot dollars or something.
My favorite is when it's do you want a $25 gift card or $25 in slot play?
Yeah, that's not a very hard choice. I mean, if it's 25 or 35, then unless it's a gift card I actually value, then I'm give me the slot dollars. I'm not at the casino to get a $25 ShopRite gift card. Let's be real.
My favorite is Amazon. I've gotten that at Ocean a couple of times. This is just cash. Thank you.
I'm not a huge Amazon shopper, so I know I'm in the minority there. So
we just canceled Prime, so we're not big Amazon shoppers anymore either.
Yeah.
I guess you didn't go to Lucky Snake is the last note from James H. And the answer is no, we did not go to Lucky Snake.
We walked by it many times.
We did. We sort of peered in the window through the old poker room, but we did not go in.
How good was our trip, man? It was so good.
It was fun. I watched a video of a YouTube tour of the Lucky Snake, and it's a bunch of arcade games on the old casino floor.
Uh-huh.
If that's what you're into, you should go check it out.
How much did it remind you of the whatever pinball, whatever in the Riviera?
No, way better than that. Way better than that.
I know you played the the famous baseball one that gives you baseball cards while we were there, right?
Oh, I don't know. I probably did. If that was an option, I probably did. And it's 1987 tops with the wood.
Yeah, oh yeah, you totally got some 1989 tops that are if you got the best possible card in the set, it's 10 cents.
Yeah. Those sets are great. Baseball cards, man, huge comeback. You can't even buy them at Target anymore because the demand's so high. They were like, this is too annoying because people are coming in and wrestling over them. So they just took them out of the stores.
Same thing with Pokemon and Magic.
Yeah, Pokemon cards, cannot buy them. It's the demand through the roof. All right, one thing I have to say about that, sell now, people. Sell now.
Yes, I agree.
Speaking of our trip, are we still talking about our trip? Anyway, speaking of our trip, we didn't have time to elaborate last episode, but I wanted to ask you to go into more detail about what you would have done differently on the trip if we had more than just me.
I don't think it would have been too terribly different. I mean, maybe we could have done like a little tiny bit more of other stuff, but I think it would have been about the same.
Yeah, but you said, you don't want to do another 2-night trip if it's just me. You basically said specifically, I don't want to do a 2-night trip with you.
Yeah.
I don't like you that much. So what?
I'm standing by my statement. I don't know what's confusing here.
I see how it is. But like, what is adding more people? Why would that make a 2-night trip better than what we did?
I don't know, because there's more people. There's more opportunity for people to break off and do their own thing or whatever. And as you know, we do a podcast together. And of course, I love you to death. But sometimes it's a little frustrating to get you moving. And it's better when I can do my own thing and someone else can entertain you or whatever while you're doing nothing, walking around in circles.
Okay, yeah, all right, I can see that. Because I was going to say, like, if the question was about, wanting to spend less time gambling or whatever, like...
No, I don't think that's it.
Okay. I'm offended, but it's fine.
Yeah, no. I think it's good. It's just, me being agitated that you're not moving and probably you being agitated that I'm moved too much or something.
Yeah, I like my wanderings.
Yeah. You love doing nothing.
Normally, though, you're totally fine just going off. But I guess you feel more responsibility to chaperone me when there's nobody else there to hang out with me.
I think so. It's like a bit more rude if I'm the only person there to be like, fuck you, I'm going to be somewhere else for a while.
I mean, I have to say I'm surprised that you think about it at that level. Because normally I would think of you as thinking like, yeah, I want to do this other thing, so I'm out of here.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm like growing a bit more mature. Who knows?
I went from being offended to now feeling like this is a very endearing thing. So we've grown together, Kyle, in this episode. Episode 151.
Truly a touching moment in the history of Do For A Win.
Yeah, psychological breakthrough, truly, I think. What a heartwarming moment. Anyways.
The Borgata Buffet, it's open again, which
Hooray.
Seems to match up with, some other buffets around here have just started opening in like the last week. So it seems
the
like...
OCB, did you go to the Old Country Buffet in Laurel, Maryland?
I have never been there. I've been to the Old Country Buffet in Parkville, Maryland many times in high school, where some damage was done by us. Let me tell you, like 16-year-olds, they're not your profitable customers if you're a buffet.
No, I could put away a lot of food as a 200-pound 16-year-old, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think I was 200 pounds at 16. I was also like 5'6". But anyways.
Did you know I was not yet 5 feet tall when I started high school?
No way.
Yeah, man.
You and me both were like, you even more than I.
I was tiny.
I did all my growing in the junior year of high school.
Yeah, like high school, like junior, senior year for me too. I mean, I was probably only like 5'8", 5'9" when I started college, frankly, and I'm taller than that now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, grew another 3 inches probably since college.
Truly the latest of late bloomers.
I know.
Amphora Lounge is back in its previous location, worth noting.
Mm-hmm. Back in the basement.
The American Bar and Grill is open in the former Wolfgang Puck space. And when I first saw this announcement, I was very confused because it didn't have anything about where it was. Uh-huh. And so I was like, I know they just said that the Bobby Flay Steak is staying open for the entire summer, but now they're saying this thing's opening. Well, it opened on June 19th, which was this past Friday. This is in the Wolfgang Puck space. How much, percentage-wise, do you think it looks like the Wolfgang Puck restaurant in this space right now?
90. I mean, they probably did some, like, very superficial things, but...
All the wood stuff?
Yeah. Well, same thing with the Bobby Flay, like, honestly, is all wood, right?
I can't even picture the Bobby Flay steak, to be honest. Maybe
that's
what I'm picturing with the
yeah, I think you're thinking of that's the one with like the firewood outside it, right?
Oh, that's what I thought the Wolfgang Puck was. So maybe I'm picturing Bobby Flay steak instead of the Wolfgang Puck.
Perhaps I have it backwards though. This is the content everyone loves to hear.
Yeah, awesome. We've never been to either, so we're really the best people to review them. The American Bar and Grill restaurant, their press release, which I'm going to read from, says that they will feature New Jersey's famous tomatoes, corn, and a local selection of fresh seafood, which are found in several of the menu items influenced by the Garden State. I like that they also capitalized the in the Garden State. I don't know if that's, style appropriate.
Yes.
But anyways.
Is that like the movie, The Garden State?
Yeah. There will also be burgers, pizzas, specialty cocktails, and local craft beer, which I like those things.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I care about New Jersey's famous tomatoes and corn.
There's a lot of agriculture in South Jersey. It is true.
Jersey Fresh. It's the whole thing. I know that the tomatoes, it's like, that's a big thing. But I don't care about tomatoes. I'm not like repulsed by them like our friend Dave. We were at the super amazing sushi place in Vegas during your bachelor party.
Yeah.
And,
that place was incredible, by the way.
He ate
Rest in
something with
peace.
like the tiniest tomato on it. Didn't realize it had tomato on it, and I thought he was actually going to throw up on the table. His reaction was quite violent.
Amazing.
To that tomato. Which, I mean, I don't love tomatoes, but not to that
They're
extent.
good. I mean, I like everything, basically, though, so.
Except for Italian food. Except we went to Angela's Fairmount Tavern and you liked it. So.
And my food was good. And your food was good, too, so.
It was very good. Back to Angela's Fairmount Tavern, I say.
When you and Andrea go next, you can go back to Angela's Fairmount Tavern.
The next thing I know is right in your wheelhouse, your favorite. A bunch of live entertainment, live music. I've already asked you about coming with me to one of them. But first, we have an update on what that Bobcat's doing. So Jim from New York tweeted us that the Super American Circus is coming to the Showboat volleyball courts. So that's what the Bobcat was doing, pushing sand around. Right now, the picture that Jim sent was just a tiny tent way in the corner, which I'm assuming is just some initial setup and not what the whole circus is going in. That would be quite weird. It's basically running all of July and August. Starts, I think, July 1st. Tickets are $10 to $15 for kids, $20 to $45 for adults. And most importantly, Jim from New York is offering to put $200 toward our video poker fund if specifically me.
Yes, I think it was technically towards your video poker fund.
I don't know. He said due for a win's video poker fund.
You are at due for a win, though. So
my $200. I mean, I would totally go if we are there when it's running. My skepticism is since it's at Showboat, I'm not sure it will be running after, say, July 7th, because that's
fair.
About what Showboat, I feel like, gives a runway for, like, AC Fan Expo and that kind of stuff.
AC Fan Expo.
This is a circus that has toured other places. I will say that. This is not some, this is the Showboat Spectacular Circus. It's,
two
clowns
the AC Fan
and a monkey.
Expo people have done, a lot of whatever cons in Indianapolis.
That's a good point.
I don't know if you know this, but we've talked to that guy.
Honestly, I think if this is advertised well, it will do fine. It's an attraction that there's not much of in Atlantic City.
And there's plenty of families there and stuff.
And it's priced right.
Yeah.
I think $10 to $15, $20 for adults, that seems perfect.
So what's the deal with circuses? I don't know a lot about it. I know the big one obviously shut down because there was a lot of anti-circus sentiment. So you would think maybe the ones that are left can do pretty well, but I really don't know anything about it.
Yeah, I know the Big Apple Circus in New York City does very well, or at least advertises like crazy. I don't know if they actually do well, but they're certainly very present on TV and radio advertisements. There are fireworks outside my building for some reason. But yeah, I don't know. I'm assuming there's not a lot of, Lion Tamer stuff. It's more of the
acrobatics
and
sort
of Cirque du Soleil type acts.
Which is fine.
Without the attempt at a plot. Which I'm totally fine with. I don't need the plot, I assure you. What I need is Absinthe, which is amazing. What a show Absinthe is in Vegas.
Never seen it.
We need a raunchy circus type show, variety show in Atlantic City.
I feel like, did you ever go to the burlesque show at Borg?
I did not.
It had some elements of that. I think the best when I went, and this was 6 years ago or whatever, my favorite act in it was basically two women, scantily clad, basically doing Cirque du Soleil type, whatever, strength acrobatics or whatever.
Contortion.
It was very good. It wasn't contortion. It was a lot more of it was random lowbrow humor and raunchy humor or whatever. But that act I thought was in particular my favorite of the whole show.
I need the one guy that Nucky threatens, the vaudeville guy that Nucky threatens in Boardwalk Empire, who talks in the funny voice and sings and dances and stuff. That's what I need in Atlantic City. That would probably be part of a burlesque show.
Yeah.
In 2021 instead of 1923, which is where we're at in the current season of Boardwalk Empire. There are also just a ton of concerts being scheduled right now, some of which are coming to Atlantic City, but it's just unbelievable how many bands and stuff are announcing concerts. Ocean's schedule is actually really packed, or not packed, but they've added a lot of acts at Ocean, mostly seemingly catering toward people in their I don't want to say an age, but
golden
older
years.
than us. Yes, older than us. Bands that were popular in the 70s and stuff like that.
Like Michael Bublé?
No, Michael Bublé's at Boardwalk Hall.
So
he is not coming to New York, and my wife really likes Michael Bublé. So he's coming to Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City.
Would you say your wife is in her golden years?
No. Young people like Michael Bublé. Come on. Old people also love Michael Bublé. But I sent my wife a message like, hey, Michael Bublé's going to Atlantic City, not to New York. We should go August 28th. And my wife's response was, that would be a great anniversary gift to get for my parents. And so it went from like an excuse to go to Atlantic City to like us paying for Andrea's parents to go to Atlantic City.
Good job.
Us staying in Hoboken with the kids. Perfectly done.
So what you need to do is all you guys should go. Your wife can go with her parents to Michael Bublé while you watch the kids one night, and then surely some other night one of them can watch the kids and you can go out and do whatever it is you do. Eat a dozen toasted coconut donuts. Really, I can't believe that you've never gone with your family to Atlantic City still. And this seems like the perfect opportunity to do it.
Yeah, it's late August. My daughter's off from school.
Yeah.
This is a good idea.
Your wife probably won't be back yet.
Correct. I'll pitch it. I'll
You
come back
will
with
be
a
like,
report about
I will selflessly not go to Michael Bublé to watch the kids while you and your parents go. And then in return, like the next 3 nights, I'll be out drinking in Atlantic City while you guys watch the kids.
Yes. To be clear, we need a 3-to-1 ratio of nights.
Look, there's going to be 4 adults down there. Each adult can watch the kids for one night.
Yeah, like 2 nights, the grandparents are watching the kids.
Yeah.
And Andrea and I have our night to ourselves. One night, I'm just off on my own.
Well, Andrea watches the kids,
Yeah,
and
it's
you
perfect.
get to do whatever.
I think it's perfect. And by
There's
whatever
no
we
downside to this plan.
toasted coconuts, donuts, and just sitting in my favorite place in Atlantic City, the Quick Bites food court at the resorts.
I can't believe you don't like the seating there.
It's really ugly. The thing that I asked you to come with me to is at Ocean, not necessarily for people in their golden years, I would say people like 2 years older than us, Collective Soul and Better Than Ezra at Ocean on October 30th. Not into the Collective Soul or the Better Than Ezra, Kyle?
No.
How many number one hits do you think Collective Soul had in the 1990s?
I have no idea. No clue.
5, I think. 5 number one hits. I think of Collective Soul as like they had like one song that was like pretty popular, and then they had another song that was mega popular. No, they had a whole album where every song on it was super popular. Not every song.
You know what else
like
will
4
be
songs.
in Atlantic City on 10:30?
Halloween?
Yeah, lots of people in Halloween costumes.
A reason to go. Not that you needed another reason other than Better Than Ezra.
I mean, it would probably be quite a spectacle, but
yeah. We were in Vegas right around Halloween one year, staying at the Cosmopolitan.
No recollection of this. I also have well-documented brain damage, probably. So
the funny story that happened from that is we were at the secret pizza place at like, I don't know, 1:30 in the morning. Mm-hmm. And the club, I don't know what club in Cosmo, because, I don't know anything about Vegas clubs, is, I guess, sort of near secret pizza place. And a guy, really drunk, dressed as a woman in like a really scantily clad, like super short skirt. I think it was like a French maid's outfit. Mm-hmm. Comes to the pizza place.
Were you aroused? Tell me the truth.
A little bit. And
okay.
Orders a full pizza.
Uh-huh.
And then there's like a bouncer looking guy at secret pizza place who I guess is just there to, keep it from getting rowdy after the club lets out. And so he's just standing in front of a random door. And the drunk guy's asking him to let him back into the club. And the guy's like, no. And the guy in the dress is getting all pissed off because he's like, trying to get back into the club with his pizza. And the guy is like, what are you talking about? And he opens the door and it's like a broom closet. Not the club. The club is out of the restaurant. There's no magic door from the secret pizza place to the club. It's not how this
Incredible.
works. And we were all just dying laughing at this. So that was a big story.
Better or worse than when we were all in the Fat Burger on the Vegas trip, just tossing around money, playing Kings of the Little Men?
Nothing's better than that.
I love all the people that came in are just like laughed at us universally.
I mean, it's hilarious. It's objectively hilarious.
Yes.
Like, you don't have enough gambling in Vegas.
For the uninitiated, Kings of the Little Men is the worst gambling game ever invented, perhaps. I don't even remember the rules. Let's see. So it's basically 5-card draw, but kings and your lowest card in your hand are wild. And so essentially you face off with everyone else who does not drop their hand or whatever instead of staying in. And then if you're the only person that stays in, you have to play against like just a random hand that the house more or less gets dealt. And lots of hilarity occurs because the house just always gets 5 of a kind, no matter what.
My one stupid Kings and Little Men story is, I think it was Dave's bachelor party. We played it a decent amount. And there was a point not long into the trip where I was like way further down in Kings and Little Men than in any casino gambling.
Oh, yeah.
And so in my head, I'm like thinking about it and I was like, yeah, I was down like $70 in Kings and Little Men. But in reality, I'm thinking about like the logistics of Kings and Little Men. it was probably really like $30, but in reality it was probably like $15, and I was down like, $10 elsewhere. And I was like, oh, I can't believe I'm down $25 on the first day of the trip, because that's like what my gambling level was on like my second or third casino trip that I'd ever been on. But I definitely remember being annoyed that I was down more at Kings and Little Men than at anything else I had done in Las Vegas.
I remember at my bachelor party, we played a lot of open-faced Chinese poker in the rooms.
Oh, maybe it was open-faced Chinese poker that I was down. No, it definitely was Kings and Little Men.
No, it was Kings and Little Men, I think. Yeah, I remember that.
Because that was like, open-faced Chinese poker was like red hot at that time. It had its like 2 months where it was
like
super red hot.
right at the beginning of it being like incredibly hot.
That was a fun game. I should go play some of that randomly online.
Yeah, sounds good.
I don't even remember anything about that.
It's 13 cards. That's what I remember. There's like 3 levels of hands. A 5-card hand, a 5-card hand, and a 3-card hand, and they all have to be in the right order, or your whole hand fouls, and you get crushed.
Yes. Oh, yeah, okay. Should we talk about the Ocean New Players Club? I think this is like their 4th or 5th Players Club since they've reopened. It's not. I think it's their 3rd, but still, it's...
Sure, why don't you? Many. Because I have gotten no information about it, unlike you.
So Ocean Rewards, that's the name of it, is launching July 1st. The press release talks about rewards reimagined. The tiers, no longer like blue, platinum, black, none of that. They are signature, preferred, prime, and reserve, which feels very Chase credit cardy to me.
It does sound quite credit cardy.
As of July 1st, 2021, all tier points will be reset to 0. This is not from the press release. This is from the frequently asked questions. However, all tier levels will now have until June 30th, 2022 to maintain or upgrade their status. They're giving you a year. On July 1st, 2021, comp dollars will expire for those who are Chairman, Black, Platinum, or Gold if you have been inactive for more than 180 days, or for blue cards if you've been inactive for more than 90 days. An all-new tier match program will be introduced beginning July 1st, 2021.
Oh, yes.
They have emailed me.
Time for tier matching.
I'm Platinum right now. Gets you nothing. It's a lot like Platinum at Caesars.
Good. Yes, the worst possible tier to be ever.
Yeah. So they've already emailed me saying that I will not be preferred. I will be basic ass signature, like the true loser that I am.
Platinum is so bad, it's mind-boggling. Like, you don't even have your own lines for things. Like, you just have to stand with the gold card people, and it gets you literal nothing.
I think it gets you like an extra 5% off in the store or something. That's it.
It is the worst status that you could ever come up with.
You also get it just for signing up for the credit card.
Uh-huh.
Especially considering how many ways there are to backdoor into Diamond. It's just so odd to see a Platinum card. Like Platinum Caesars card anyway.
No, it just means you're spending too much money gambling.
Yeah. It's like you're spending too much money, but you should either be spending way less or way more.
I agree. All right. Yeah, I've got nothing, so who knows? I don't know what I'll become, but I'm sure it won't be good.
They've actually blacklisted you. You're not even allowed to
not
get
because I had a black card, but actually blacklisted.
Yeah. Like we heard you talk about Ocean.
Yeah. So, we have data for May, and I have to say, by and large, it's pretty strong. I think, especially compared to April. Obviously, there is no year-over-year data, since the casinos were closed in May last year. But it's only down like $9 million from 2 years ago, May, which is good, considering it was down close to $20 million in April. All the casinos, pretty much, except for Hard Rock, are up month over month. So what do you have to say about the data?
Well, it is a full 5 weekend month in May, so
that's true.
You gotta
take that into consideration.
Take that with a grain of salt, and I'm just going back to May 2019, which is a 4 weekend month. So, yeah, it does boost that a little bit. April was also a 4 weekend month, so if we're comparing it to April, there's not really, like, the numbers look very good compared to April, but again, you'd expect May to be better than April, and to me, only being up 12.4% over April seems like not great, but it's also very neutral for me. Most people are up somewhere between 4 and, Borgata was up 26%, but they had a really weird, bad April. But everybody else like 4 to 20%. And then there's the weird little blip of Hard Rock, which is down less than 1%. Like, it just seems fine. Like, I don't think there's a whole lot to say, especially when there's no year over year to compare it to. I guess the one thing I'll point out is that Borgata did bounce back. They had that closing for a couple of days where you couldn't actually gamble in the casino in April. And so we got all excited about Hard Rock being very close to Borgata. Last month, Hard Rock was only $3 million behind, a little more than $3 million behind Borgata. And it's like, oh, they're getting close. They could actually overtake them. The gap this month is $14 million, almost $14 million. So Borgata just bounced right back. Hard Rock, I mean, slightly disappointing, but not too much to worry about. And just way ahead of Ocean, who's sticking around in third place. So yeah, Ocean's sticking around in third, but it's just a big cluster from like third to sixth almost, it feels like, in the 20 to 24 range.
The couple of things that really stand out to me, I think the Tropicana numbers have been awful, like unambiguously awful. I think Harrah's has also been very, very bad. I think they're kind of two of the really big disappointments compared to what they used to be. Caesars is actually, I think, doing fine pretty much, so It's not like a total CET thing, but yeah, like I think Harrah's and Trop have been like the really big disappointments the last couple months.
Well, Caesars is almost identical to their 2019 numbers.
Yeah, Caesars has been doing okay.
But yeah, Tropicana's down $6 million, so you're over 20% from 2019. Harrah is similar. So, yeah, not great.
No, not the best. Not the best. So, I think these are the things that stood out to me.
I do wonder if the new Eldorado Caesars is being kind of stingy with comps and stuff, whereas historically...
Certainly for me, they are.
Same. I mean, like I used to be able to reliably get weekday comps some weekdays in the summer. I think most weekdays in the summer at one of the hotels, at one of the Caesars hotels. And now my rates are just nuts, like very, very high even on weekdays. And I do wonder if there's been a change in strategy with the Eldorado takeover.
They announced that they were going to be much more stingy with comps kind of when they were coming in. And we didn't see it for a while, so we were wondering if they were just bluffing or whatever, but it seems like perhaps not. Let me see if I even have weekday comps at this point.
I mean, while you do that, I'll just say, like, for me, obviously this is totally anecdotal and I don't have any data, but I mean, we're seeing the revenue data. For me, like, I'm so incentivized by a free room. If I have free rooms available somewhere in Atlantic City, that will narrow it down to where I want to stay. So I guess it's one thing. If I only had like Forum Tower at Caesars, I would probably prefer to pay for a room, or, you know, I'd crash in your room or something. But I do wonder, since Atlantic City is such a gambling destination, such a gambling focused destination, if the people who go there are really free room focused more than other casino destinations.
Okay. So I was wrong. So as you recall, leading into the last trip, I was getting nothing at all, but now I'm back to full comps on basically all weekdays for the most part, except at Trop, where some random weekdays are like $300 for reasons I can't quite discern. But others are comp.
Just pure spite.
Looks like most Fridays are comped for me at Harrah's as well.
Oh,
and Saturdays are under $100. So
yeah, that's good then that it's back. I'm interested to see.
It seems like it's back, because certainly there was a time like before the last trip where I could not even get a weekday comp at any Caesars property. So
yeah, no, I had zero comps anywhere. Yeah. I expect that I still have zero comps anywhere. Yeah, no, my rates are awful. I can't get a room for under $140 any night. That is what they think of me.
Yeah.
Rightly. I mean, I can't really complain too much. And also, I never got the thing you got saying that I have a Diamond Celebration dinner, so.
Oh, yes, I did get a thing saying I had my Diamond Celebration dinner for last year still, so.
I'm going to assume that means that I do not.
They took it away.
Diamond Celebration dinner. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, anyway, thank you guys as always for listening. If you want to reach out to us, you can do so at our Facebook group at facebook.com/group/doforawin. Find all of our great content at doforawin.com and buy a shirt. Reach out to Craig on Twitter at doforawin or me at Kyle Askin, and send Craig some questions to doforawin@gmail.com. Any last words?
I'm excited to talk Boardwalk Empire this week.
Oh, really?
Pumped about it.
All right.
I think it was a much better episode than we've had.
You think so? I still feel kind of like the same like nihilistic emptiness that I've been feeling all season about it. So
okay.
Anyway, go ahead. Pitch me on it.
So basically, Jip Rossetti's time in Tabor Heights is apparently crushing his New York business. His boss at the end of the episode is about to kill him, it seems like. But Jip saves himself by saying he's going to kill basically everyone related to Nucky. So like Nucky, Rothstein, Lucky Luciano, Meyer Lansky, all those people, basically to get Jip's boss a bunch of turf, I guess. The big thing, overarching thing in the episode is that it's Easter, so you see a lot of family-related stuff with Eli and Nucky. Eli eventually gets a promotion out of all that. He's now going to run the factory along
With Doyle.
Yeah, the warehouse with Doyle. So not ahead of Doyle. Still going to be annoying.
No, with Doyle. Yeah.
Doyle stuff. But also for Easter, it seemed like all Jillian wanted to do, all Jimmy's mom wanted to do was have a lot of sex with fake Jimmy. Turns out what she really wanted to do was kill fake Jimmy, put Jimmy's dog tag on him, and have Jimmy declared dead, which like fixes all of her debt problems, as we learned.
Is that true, do you think? Because it seems like they could have done that anyway, I thought, from earlier. I thought it was more like her internal, she had to like get over it. Yeah, get over the death of Jimmy. Like now he's dead to her. I mean, maybe you could be right at some level, but that's kind of what I took it as.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
Anyway, I'm happy that stupid plotline's done. Either way.
Yeah, it was super annoying.
And like creepy, sort of unsettling, I guess.
It's very weird that when she kills him, it makes their relationship less creepy, and that says a lot.
It's like, oh no, this is better. Yeah,
about how creepy their relationship was. And then we got a lot of Harrow and Tommy. Harrow brings Tommy to his violent, drunken friend's house to eat with the other veterans. Tommy gets into some trouble. Harrow threatens to kill his new friend, and then takes the guy's daughter to the boardwalk to have a little date. So, hey, it all worked out for Harrow in the end. Got a nice picture to put in his scrapbook. I'm
just happy we got to see more Tommy. Certainly a much nicer boy than Teddy, but it's not saying too much.
No.
I guess was fine. I do have to say, I always enjoy all those scenes with the Italians together. Jip with his family was very good, I thought.
Oh, that was funny. I liked, I guess it was like his sister or something was like basically giving him the business right back. I liked that. Like he opens the door and her face was just like, what? Mm-hmm. Like he's all pissed, and yeah, that was good. There was a scene where Eli's asking for the promotion and he basically gives Nucky a gun and says, put a bullet in me because I know you will sooner or later.
I sort of agree with Nucky. That was a bit too melodramatic for me as well as Nucky, I think.
Melodramatic, but I also do wonder, the show is not very subtle.
It does seem like, yes, that could be Eli's end at some point. I agree with you. I thought that as well.
Yeah, I definitely, the show, yeah, it definitely, like, beats you over the head with things sometimes, and I have a feeling that that's going to be one of those.
It was weird. It's like, why was Margaret bearing her soul to Eli's wife? Like, that didn't make any sense. Like, I don't know what she's up to, really.
So my opinion on that is that, so Eli's wife's basically like talking up Nucky and how great he is and how much he's done for their family. I guess it could be that like Margaret knows that Eli's basically the reason that Eli went to jail. And so she feels bad and doesn't really want to.
That doesn't seem like a Margaret thing though, really.
Yeah, I think more it's like she just doesn't want to hear about how great he is because she's pissed at him. I will say, I thought, like, in a vacuum, this episode was decent. The setup of, basically, it seems like we're going to get 5 episodes of Murderous Rampage Chip Rossetti is, like, what I was afraid of and what I don't want to see at all.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I still kind of feel the same way. It's, I always kind of enjoy it in the moment, but it doesn't have the same kind of gravitas that I feel like it had, like, the same impact on me as the first 2 seasons. Where, like, I thought I was getting something worthwhile out of it or whatever.
Yeah, I did. This is, I think, the first episode of this season where I finished it, and I was like, oh, I'd like to watch the next episode. Although I have to say, when Chip Rossetti so obviously was going to assault the priest, and did, and then robbed the church, and that's how he paid his boss the money that he owed them.
In coins.
I typed out during that scene, this is the worst character I've ever seen in TV. Like, just such a stupid character. And now I think that he's going to be the main focal point of the next 5 episodes, so.
I suspect he won't make it through the season, though, luckily, so you have that.
Yeah, no, he's definitely getting killed. So, any other thoughts on Boardwalk Empire before we wrap it up?
Not really. Anyway, thank you guys very much for listening, and we'll talk to you all in a couple weeks.
On the beach as well as on the boardwalk, this is indeed a children's paradise. We can't miss one of Atlantic City's grandest sports, so we go deep sea fishing. This device holds the line.
Oh, you wanted to hear about the steel pier? Sorry, we have to give you the specifics about how deep sea fishing works.
Look out.
There's work ahead for you, young lady. He's fighting like a big one. It takes strength and muscle
That's a
to win
euphemism.
a bonita or a tuna.
I get it.
Take up that line, girl. You almost have him now. And there you are. We can enjoy fishing at its finest here, for there are public piers for the novice, and even on the docks and seawalls, the thrill of the tug of a line awaits the man or woman who loves to just fish. These men are enjoying the sport of bottom fishing.
I don't know what that means, but that also sounds like a euphemism, yes.
Look at the way that guy's dressed. He's like he's in the Village People.
Those of us who prefer a swimming pool instead of the surf can find the salt seawater
Why is
at
this
our very
enunciation
hotel
so
zone.
strange?
Yeah.
A swimming
The
pool?
refreshing ocean ozone assures us of a healthy appetite.
What?
Science. Don't question it.